Hi, I'm Nathaniel Kuhner out of the FogChain. I'm here to introduce RadJav. So RadJav is a framework for developing applications quickly, securely, and easily across Windows, Linux, Mac, HTML5, iOS, and Android, all using the same code base. Now, we're able to achieve this by writing both TypeScript and C++ code. Our TypeScript code is generated into JavaScript. That JavaScript then connects to our C++ code, while at the same time, this same JavaScript can also generate an HTML5 library which developers can use today to create web applications with. Now, both the C++ library and HTML5 they both connect to the RadJav library, which is quite extensive. There's desktop functionality, mobile, networking, blockchain, cryptography, and something we're calling Interact. Interact is actually something that allows developers to quickly, easily, and securely create client and server applications. So how do developers start using RadJav? Well, there's three different ways they can do it. One, they can either use TypeScript or JavaScript to write their RadJav application. The RadJav application is then ran in the RadJav VM, or RadJav virtual machine. The RadJav virtual machine is something the end user has to install, whether it be on Windows, Linux, Mac, Android, or in the case of iOS, the developer would have to embed RadJav VM into their iOS application. The second way developers can utilize it is through web app development. They would simply embed the RadJav HTML5 library into their website, and then all the end user would have to do is simply visit the developer's website. The third way developers can utilize it is by using our C++ API. Now, this isn't publicly available yet, but all the all the developer would have to do is embed libradjav into their application, and then execute their application on whatever platform they want it to run on. Now we're about to go into some live demos. Please remember RadJav is still in development. A lot of the UI is still being worked on, so it doesn't look very pretty. So to get started with RadJav, first you go to the radjav.com website. Once there, you simply click on Download Now. It'll take you to our GitHub releases page. On there, you can go ahead and download the installer that's best for your operating system that you're using. We support Linux, Mac, and Windows. We do have one version here of libradjav that you can download and embed into your Xcode project. So now that the RadJav VM is installed, going back to the RadJav website, you can click on Documentation in the upper right. This will take you to our wiki. On our wiki, you can view our API references for JavaScript, C++. There's some getting started guides, examples, an explainer about our blockchain, how to build libradjav and radjav VM both from source. So if you scroll back up to the top, we're going to view the JavaScript API reference. Now, under modules, you see RadJav. This is our root namespace for everything that happens in RadJav. If you click on that, you'll see the GUI namespace along with all the other different namespaces. If you click on GUI, this is for creating UI elements on a desktop and HTML5 applications. For example, you can go ahead and click on button, and it'll have a little explanation as to what it is. It's a button, pretty explanatory. But more importantly, it'll tell you what platforms it's available on: Windows, Linux, Mac, HTML5. So going back to the wiki, under Getting Started, they'll be creating a new RadJav application. The instructions on how to download RadJav will be there as well, along with getting started building an application on both Windows and HTML5. So going back to our wiki again, you can go ahead and if you scroll down underneath examples, you can go ahead and click on Test Your HTML5 App Online. So if you click on this, you can go ahead and copy and paste your RadJav code here. So I have a Hello World application already copied into my clipboard, so I'm just going to paste it here. And now I'm going to scroll down, click on Execute. Sometimes this might take a little while to execute, but here's a little Hello World example. If I click on Say Hello, it says Hello World. Now, if I go ahead and do this same example on Windows, what I need to do is I need to go ahead and create a new text document. I'm going to name it hello world.xrj. .xrj is important because after you install the RadJav virtual machine, all the end user needs to do is simply double click on Hello World to execute the application. Now I'm going to open up the file that I just created and paste my code here. I'm going to save it. I'm going to get that out of the way, and I'm going to simply just double click on it. And it opened up in a different monitor, but here it is. It says Say Hello. Click on Say Hello, Hello World. Quite simple. Now let's get into more complicated stuff. After installing RadJav VM, you will notice that in your installation directory you'll have a lot of examples. One of the examples is our web server, our HTML5 web server. So if you double click on that, it will open up the window to start the server. So if you click on Start Server, now it will start hosting the web server on your local machine. If you click on View Examples, it will open a link in your web browser to the local machine's port 80. In this case, it opened up our example browser running an actual RadJav HTML5 web application. So you can go and click on Hello World, and you can see the Hello World example again. Now, if you go ahead and right-click on the HTML5 web server and edit the code, you can actually view the code that makes the web server work. So in this case, all we do is instantiate the web server object, and then we serve the page at a specific directory. That's all we're doing, and then we listen on port 80. So another example that we have in the installation directory is in the mobile directory, Navigator. You can open up navigator.xrj in a text file. And this is our example on how to build a portable from desktop to mobile to HTML5 application. It's just a quick little example. So I have it right here in the example browser, and this is what renders. This is simply just a navigator that'll work on desktop, mobile, and HTML5. So it's quite a simple example. You just click the button and it goes on to the next view. This navigator has 3 different views in it, just with a different image on each view. Now that's the example on HTML5. Here is that same example running on Windows. As you can see, it looks similar and it responds similar. We do need to make some adjustments to it, but it handles very similarly. Additionally, here it is running on iOS, and here it is running on Android. So the last example that I'd like to show you is the WebSocket chat demo. So I started my server right here. I have the GUI for it open. I click on Start Server. Now the server is started. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the HTML5 client to connect to the server. So I'll enter my name, Nathan, and I've connected. Go ahead and say hi to everyone. Hello. Now I'm going to go ahead and open up a new tab and connect to the client as well. This will be Dave, and he's going to say hello to everyone. And there we go. So that's the end of our demonstrations. If you have any questions, please visit us at our website, radjav.com. You can find our Slack channel there, or Telegram, Facebook, Twitter. Go ahead and message us, and we'll respond to you as soon as we can. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching.